Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and today I'm going to be talking about the very important transit which is happening shortly. That is Jupiter getting retrograde. Jupiter is turning retrograde in its own zone of Pisces and is going to be giving or impacting us all some way or the other. And definitely, this is a very common phenomena. Every year, Jupiter turns retrograde, but it is very different every year because it is interacting with other planets differently. All the planets don't remain in the same positions. If they are the outer planets we are talking about, Rahu Ketu change signs, Saturn changes signs, or maybe, Saturn is sometimes not interacting with this Jupiter. So there is a lot of difference, every time when Jupiter and Saturn get retrograde, though they do get retrograde for at least, 4 months time in a year. So it's a common phenomena, but it is going to be impacting us all in a very different manner every year. So this video is divided into segments. In the initial segment, I will be sharing with you what exactly is this Jupiter retrogression about and what should be done, if at all it is giving you good or bad results. And also in the later segment, I will be explaining as to what is this Jupiter retrogression going to be impacting you personally, that is individually on the 12 signs predictions. It is going to be based on the ascendant, moon sign, or the dasha that you are in, which place this dasha lord is. So you have to make that your ascendant and see. So do not forget to subscribe my channel and do hit the like button if you like this video towards the end, and do share this video with others so that they can also get the benefit out of this transit. Or maybe, they can be forewarned if there is any negative prediction. So please take it in a stride. It's a very general prediction, but yes, all the planets do have their plus and minus. They do have good points as well as the negative points along with that. As we all have the demons and the, gods. So is our good and bad, ugly, everything we carry along. So do not get too much influenced by the negative predictions. It can be that the intensity varies from person to person. So let me start sharing with you the presentation, and then I'll be moving further on. All right. These are live sessions, so please bear with me in case there is a delay or something like, which is not happening quickly. Just give me a moment. I'll just be sharing with you. So, okay. All right. So here we go. Let me share the slides. I hope it is sharing. Okay. So here are the dates. See, Jupiter transited through the sign of Pisces on the 13th of April this year. And it's going to be there till the next year, 2022, April 2023, 22nd April, I mean. So retrogression, of course, is going to be from the 29th of July till the 24th of November. And if you will go back and check, I have made several videos on the same as well. In 2019, in 2020, in 2021, this Jupiter has gone back in retrogression in the previous sign, where the tenure or the movement had completed. There is something which is very important to know about this, that this Jupiter was Atichari and completed the span in that particular zone very quickly, say in 5 months or 6 months time. Though Jupiter stays in a particular sign for 12 months, 12 to 13 months. So when it is going to be completing the span quickly, that means it is going to be touching the degrees. If it is in the initial degrees in a particular sign and goes retrograde, because 10 degrees approximately Jupiter takes in the retrogression span. So when Jupiter is turning retrograde in the initial degrees, that means that it is going to go backwards and is going to be demoted in retrogression in the previous sign. That's how you can check also what degrees Jupiter is getting retrograde. Suppose Jupiter is getting retrograde right now at the 14 degrees. So definitely 10 degrees it will complete. So 4 degrees it will reach and will not be going backwards to the previous sign. So in 2019, went back to, Scorpio, and then 2020 in Sagittarius, 2021 in Capricorn. So completed the span in the previous signs and went back, which is called the demotion of Jupiter. So the Jupiter was not gaining that kind of strength. Now here, there is double the impact of Jupiter because it is A, in its own zone. B, it is going to be getting retrograde and not getting demoted. So Jupiter becomes very, very powerful here. So it has the potency to give the results, the maximum results. And Jupiter being the planet of optimism, knowledge, abundance, happiness, growth, learning, spirituality. So this is going to be giving very good results as far as your Jupiter is concerned. Now here, one more thing you must understand, it is retrograding in the sign owned by Jupiter, that is Pisces. So when Jupiter is turning retrograde in Pisces sign, which is the last sign of the natural zodiac, so there is a possibility of feeling the results even more. And this is also the time to introspect what exactly you are feeling. A retrograde planet means that it is revisiting the place where you have not been, or you have some unfinished business. So in the Pisces sign, it means that you're going to be feeling a lot of energy to complete the tasks and set the boundaries, which you have not been able to, because, Saturn is also, not to forget, looking at the zone in retrogression. So this is the final merging of the individual into the universal. That's this Pisces Meena Fish Anta sign. So this is the time to connect with the physical world. What exactly do you want? What are your goals? What is it that you have missed out on? So this is like, gaining strength by, you're purifying yourself by acquiring the real knowledge. How you can do it? Serve the community, serve the people, serve the humanity. So that is something which is very, very important to do. And as you know, this is also, the kind of completion, or we can say it is leading to the assimilation of one into another. This is the sign. So this is the culmination energy. The whole, a zodiac has been transited through by this Jupiter, and now it's going to be in Pisces sign, the last sign of the natural zodiac. It is a very, very important time to introspect and to see check the waters. Where do you stand? What is, maybe, you will be tried and tested several times as far as your own spirituality, your belief system is concerned. Also, how you can come out of the, the zone where you don't fall prey to the immorality, or, some wrong means you can get entrapped in. See, this is also the sign of bed pleasures, drugs, and any kind of addiction. When Jupiter is there, so definitely you're not going to get involved in all that. But when it is going retrograde, you must understand there are several things that you have to consider. I will be explaining the phenomena of retrogression as well. And here you have to just note down, this presentation is very important. So that's why I'm just making the note. Now here, Jupiter in Pisces, you have to make a note which are the dates, because the whole 4 months cannot be good. The whole 4 months cannot be bad, but you have to watch out for the dates that I've mentioned. 31st July to the 5th of August. Now this is where the Scorpio Navamsa is getting active. Jupiter is going to be in Scorpio Navamsa with Rahu, with Mars, with Sun. So this is a very important and a peculiar time to make decisions. You might make wrong decisions. If at all you are feeling that you're getting good results, you might not. If you feel that results are not are favorable for you, they will not be that favorable, or the vice versa. 10 September to the 2nd of October, Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter, all three will be retrograde. And Jupiter is right opposite. And Jupiter is in a sign where Mercury debilitates. It's right opposite to the sign of Virgo. And Venus exalts in this sign. So very important again. You might make wrong decisions related to your business, your trade, your knowledge. You might learn something which is not going to be favorable for you. You might just acquire knowledge on the wrong means. Maybe you want to do tantric activities more, instead of the mantra chanting. You want to do something where you can acquire the the realms which are dark, the black magic and all that. You might just get involved in those kind of activities, for example, okay? Or you will acquire some knowledge which is of no use to you later. Then there is a possibility that during the eclipses time, 25th of October and 8th of November, we are heading to eclipses also. So you have to watch out for that as well. Why? Because Jupiter is in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, and is going to be throughout in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra when it is retrograding. And Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is looking at the zone of Libra. So where the eclipses, this axis, Aries and Libra, is getting impacted directly by the Saturn. So when you look at the planets, they are forming a connectivity with Saturn, with Jupiter, directly, indirectly, and also Sun, Moon, and the rest of the planets, will also be forming a connectivity during this time, because we do have Mercury during that time in the sign of Libra as well. So that's something which you have to watch out for. Even Venus will be, I think, there. I will be sharing with you the aspects also. And this is something you have to, these dates you have to watch out for. This might aggravate the energies even more of this Jupiter retrogression. I will explain what exactly is Jupiter retrogression also soon. Let's see when they are forming a connectivity, when these signs are forming connectivity, because Jupiter is going to be aspecting three signs: Cancer, Virgo, and Scorpio. And when there is a mutual aspect from Virgo, Mercury, Venus, Sun will be in the zone during this retrogression. So the energies will aggravate. The authorities might make wrong decisions. It's said that, there can be some news about assassination during this time. So when retrograde Jupiter, that is, it's, not giving that kind of grace to the planets. The grace, the happiness, the optimism, the positivity might suffer when Jupiter is retrograde. There can be warlike situations, and there can be that enemies will be there are secret plots which can be, anticipated. There can be some kind of law enforcement during this time, and this can lead to a lot of uprising. The public might get very, very agitated during this time because the grace is missing. Sun, Venus, Mercury, three of them are one by one getting connected with this Jupiter in Cancer sign, then in Virgo and in Scorpio, where Jupiter is going to be giving the Vakra Drishti, that is the Drishti from the retrogression. So this can lead to poverty, scandals, epidemics, and also there can be smuggling. We can hear the news of termination of the leaders. Also, there can be foreign investments which can suffer. Economy can be having some ups and downs. It will bounce back undoubtedly, but yes, this is the time when we can anticipate all this. And there can be some conspiracies which can happen. Gambling will increase. People will start getting involved more on those realms, investments, unnecessary investments. You are not bothered. You have not taken advice from the right people. So this is on the mundane level, I'm telling you. So when Jupiter is in Pisces and getting retrograde, it's very good time for getting into charities. religious ceremonies, if you want to get involved in. And also, there can be some reforms in the medical stream. Some major reforms can happen in the medical stream. There can be in the hospitals, maybe new hospitals will come up. And also it will give you a lot of expenditures on educational institutions. And it could be unnecessary also. Okay, maybe going too much overboard can lead to problems. Priestly and the Brahmin caste may suffer. It's Brahmin caste, or we can say just priestly caste. So that might suffer. And there can be that foreign countries will be dishonored. There can be some contracts which will be dishonored in the foreign, as far as our foreign connections with the depending on which country we are talking about, what is the horoscope of the country. So the relations might become sour with the countries, between the countries. So all that is something which is on the mundane level. And I'm not going to touch the other investment parts, because I will be making videos from time to time when Mercury is in Cancer, and from Venus is in Cancer. All these require attention. So I will be sharing with you because they're forming a straightaway connection with that. Now, I will be explaining the next part, that is the Navamsa movement in Uttara Bhadrapada. Now, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, Leo people, it's going backwards. Scorpio, then Libra, then Virgo, then Leo. Now, it has already touched these Navamsa. This Jupiter has already transited through Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio already. Now, when Jupiter is revisiting these Navamsas, that means you have to check in your horoscope the position of Scorpio. Suppose it's in Scorpio, you have a malefic planet. So this will aggravate those malefic influences in your personal chart also. So that's why Scorpio Navamsa. I will be in the due course when I'm giving the individual predictions, forecast. Then I will share the dates and I will let you know that you have to be careful or you have to be watchful, because Scorpio Navamsa is the 8th house ruler of Aries natives. So how it can, and for Taurus, it's the 7th. So how is it going to be impacting you personally? I will be sharing. And please note the dates. These are more important. Then how you can check this yourself, you have to see what degrees the planets are in. Suppose you have in 14 degrees, any planet at 14 degrees, because it's going to be moving 10 degrees. So 14 to 4 degrees, any planet in this span, any planet in anywhere, it is going to get impacted for sure. If you have any planet in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, that is going to get impacted by this retrograde Jupiter. Then check the condition of Cancer, Sagittarius, and Pisces, because Jupiter exalts in Cancer. Sagittarius is ruler of Jupiter's one Mutrikona sign, and then Pisces, of course, because Jupiter rules Pisces sign and is going to get retrograde there in your personal chart. Where it is, how is it, what is the condition? So that might aggravate. If at all you're in the dasha of Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury also, because Mercury is right opposite. So you will be feeling the results even more because Saturn is looking at this Jupiter. See the condition of Saturn also in your chart. Look at the condition of 6, 8, 12 houses. Do you have Jupiter in the 6, 8, 12 houses? So this is going to be more impactful. So this is how you being an astrologer have to see this during this time. Now, I will quickly share with you what is this retrogression. What is the phenomena of retrogression? See, retrogression is not the actual retrogression, which is happening in the sky. It's just that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. It's similar to that. So when a planet is retrograde, that gets the maximum cheshta bal, means it has the power to give the results, good, bad, ugly, even more. Now, because it is away from sun, so it has the potency to give the results even more and loses the control. As this is retrograde because of some distance, which is it has from the sun. That is the reason this is turning retrograde, of course. Okay, any planet which turns retrograde forgets the significations, forgets the nature of his own. Jupiter, when turns retrograde, becomes Venus. It's mentioned in the classic texts, but like it is something which might not tally with all, but generally it's said that it behaves like a Venus. When Mars is retrograde, it becomes Mercury, and Mercury becomes Mars when it's retrograde. Saturn also becomes Mars, generally, I've seen. So because of the speed increases. So you tend to feel the results even more because the planet is independent now, away from the father, that is the sun. Sun is the one, who deals and regulates everything. When all the planets are away from sun, they become retrograde. Any planet which is away from, from sun, they become retrograde. Also, it's said that the planet, when it's retrograde, it starts giving the result of the previous house also. The previous house means the 12th house from itself. So if it's this Jupiter is turning retrograde in Pisces, it's going to give the results of Aquarius sign also, because it's said in the classic texts. Then there is a possibility of this. See, if a planet is in its own zone and turns retrograde, it is like giving negative results, because it's minus. It's like because it is exalted, it's like an exalted planet. So when exalted planet turns retrograde, it's mentioned in the classic text, it behaves like a debilitated planet, or the vice versa. Now here, Jupiter it's in its own zone. When Jupiter is in its own zone, so it is likely that it will give the results of the debilitated planet, like a debilitated one. So it doesn't have the potency to give the good results. Depending on your personal chart, of course, keep that aside. But yes, it is in general in its own sign. It was giving very good results. Everything was moving in a right direction. In general, also, people feel that things are moving in the right direction now. The COVID is gone. Then something or the other keeps coming in, though. This is one, again, you have to check. Now, it's said that when Jupiter is in retrogression, it gives the result of, or any planet, as a matter of fact, is in retrogression, gives the result of the Karaka. It is the Karaka of the 5th house. So 5th house is house of children, population. So you have to see the 5th house from Pisces is Cancer. So you have to keep a check on your emotions during this time. Don't make wrong decisions or hasty decisions, because you might get very, very emotionally charged up during this time. As it is, Jupiter exalts in the Cancer sign. It is going to be impacting you, your children, or your, your emotional bent of mind, how your bent of mind is during this retrograde Jupiter. Also, there is a likelihood that this retrograde planet gives a lot of changes in your educational system, school, college. There can be some changes in those areas. Okay, and you can be very, you can become very difficult for people, because Jupiter is very rigid. Jupiter is the guru after all. So there can be that you become very harsh on others if you are in the service industry, especially. So you have to mellow down. You have to be really very, very, calm during this time. So this is what, and you can feel the results even more when a planet is at stationary, is stationary. So stationary means when the planet, a huge planet, is coming to a halt, and then will start getting retrograde. It can't be that it is turning, it's moving. Suppose you're walking and you have to move back, so you have to stop, right? A car is moving in in the right direction, in the forward motion, and then you have to halt and then take a reverse, right? If you want to reverse the car. So it's the same kind of a phenomena. So you will be feeling the results even more when Jupiter is at halt. So that halt is generally for 5 days before retrogression and 5 days when it is about to get direct. So plus minus you have to take. That is when Jupiter has a potency to give the maximum results. So you have to yourself see how is it impacting you? Jupiter is actually the grace, the divine grace. When it is halted, so it means that it is either going to give you excellent results, like you will be making major decisions, and or it can give you really negative results because its drishti is directly on you. So wherever your 12th sign is, that is Pisces sign is, it will be aggravating those significations even more, which I will be taking you through in the later segment, of course. And also one more thing, that there are conjunctions which are aspects which are going to be triggering lot many things also. It's not going to be that the whole phase is going to be the same. So we cannot generalize like that. Transits are not to be seen like that. 4 months time cannot be the same throughout. Okay. And as far as remedies is concerned, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya chants are very good. If you're feeling that you're trapped, you're stuck, you're not able to make decisions, people are trying to conspire against you, you're yourself feeling, I'm trying to change the job, I'm not able to. So the general remedies would be that you have to donate something in yellow, turmeric or, lentils or something in yellow clothes to the priests, or to the ones who require, or to the children, orphanages, you can donate there. Try donating in kind rather than cash. The kind is something which is not easy. Cash is something which is very simple, the shorter route, you can just go donate and come back. No, try to serve, try to be there with them, they need you. You try to talk to them, try to mix with them. The children are represented by Jupiter, or the old age people. You can just go to the old age homes where you can actually, donate some time of yours, spend some time in the hospitals. If you can do these remedies, they're really very powerful and very helpful. As far as the chant is concerned, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om, 108 times regularly, or if not daily, then at least on Thursday and Sunday, you should be doing this chant for 108 times. And if you're starting at a particular time, do it at that time only. Suppose you start in the morning at 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever time you start, try doing it regularly on the same time. That is the major flaw that people have, why we are not getting the results of the mantras. It's because you're irregular, you're not doing it on the same time. So do the mantras on the same particular time, and then you see how the results are getting in your favor. They definitely will impact you positively. Okay. And I think that's it for now, and we move on to the sign wise predictions. So do hear the summary part. It's very important. And to the ones who are watching me live, if you can mention in the description box what all I have said, because I definitely will be taking up the timestamps. But if you can just reinforce, because you're watching me, like over 200-300 people are watching right now. So I request you, any of you, if can mention in the comment section that this video's summary has so and so things, that will help the others understand the transit better. If you are into an astrologer, you are into astrology, or you are learning astrology, so the summary part is like a tutorial for you. What is retrograde planet? How you can, in the in the text, I forgot the name. Lomesh Samhita, Lomesh Samhita, it is mentioned about retrograde planets, they will give the result of the Karaka. Suppose Mars, if you see Mars is retrograde, so it will give the result of the 4th house from there, where it is getting retrograde. Similarly, the result will be of the previous house also. It's written in Uttrakala, Amrit, Saravali. All these texts are, having lot many things. So I just combine everything and I present it to you. So it is very important that you people also mention in the comment section and convey to the others. It's not for me. Please don't take it otherwise. I don't want comments for myself. Even if you want negative comments for me, I have no problem. But, just try to convey the good things at least also. Okay. to others. So let's not waste time and start with the predictive. Where is, 1 second. Let me see if it is sharing. Just let me know. Oh, it's sharing. It's not sharing. 1 second. Not here. Okay. Okay. Let's start with Aries first. For Aries natives, okay. So for Aries natives, this Jupiter is turning retrograde in your 12th house. Now it has to give the results of the 11th house also, and it has to give the result of the fourth house of yours also. Saturn is looking at this Jupiter, so you will be feeling the results related to your foreign lands, income, investments. You might make wrong decisions related to your investments. So you have to be really careful when you are thinking of or planning to go in for any kind of major, huge investments or investments in the property, purchasing house, or any kind of education if you are initiating. This is also the house of our undoing. Okay. So when Jupiter is retrograding in your 12th house, there is a possibility that you will spend long time to understand what exactly is something which is not fulfilled. What is it that you have to really do? You have to redo, or there is something you have to revisit. There is a possibility that you can opt for unfair means to make money. That is also something that you have to be very cautious about. You will be having good, if you can go for some vacation, you can take a vacation, you can go for some religious activity, you can go for performing some creative activity also. Learning something creative would also help you. There is, there is something that you have to work on related to your friend circle. Maybe you will take the help of some of your friends to complete the education or the task or enhancing of skills, or maybe, you will be seeking advice from some experts during this time. You must understand there is a Rahu and Mars in your first house to start with. Okay, so this is quite possible that you will be having a lot of energy in the, sorry, 1 second. There is a lot of energy in the first house or second house also, and first house of yours. Okay, 1 sec. What happened here? 29th. Okay. So anyway, so what is the remedy for you? I have given in the beginning part, do that. And also, if you can, take good care of your health on the 29th of July till the 24th of August. That will be really important. I've given the dates in the beginning also. Please go through the dates. There can be that you are going to be having some difficult time related to your investments and your health or inheritance also. You can have some complications here and there. So just make sure that you do not get carried away. Okay. 1 second. Something is happening here. Sorry, these are live sessions. Please pardon me if it's taking a little bit of, yeah, now it's better. Yeah, okay. So we move on to Taurus. For Taurus natives, this transit of Jupiter in the 11th house in retrogression is going to be giving you a lot of hopes and dreams. You will be very inclined to the innovation in you. There is something which you have to complete. You have not been able to. This can also give you obstacles in your luck factor. There can be that you are thinking, or your divine support, and you're depending on the divine support, but there is something which is forming that lack of connection. You have to see how you can get connected or inclined to the divinity even more, the spiritual aspect. You have to do it because it's the eighth lord also, after all, in the 11th house of yours. So it has to make you transform. It has to give you that energy where you can work through your inner you, the latent energies that you have. So go ahead with the enhancing of skills. Do something where you can actually develop the inner you, the inner soul of yours. You might lose that enthusiasm during this time related to your the interested part of your life, which is very important, that you are missing out on. It can lead to lack of connection with your friend circle, or it can lead to some energies that you will be getting from the children, or you will be getting connected with your hobbies and children, and you will be getting that kind of relaxation. But at the same time, the best thing is that do not depend too much on your luck factor and put in that hard work. If there is any kind of change that you're anticipating related to your work, related to your job, there are certain things that you have not completed, the projects you have not completed. So this is the time when you will be getting that kind of energy and that kind of push. If you are having that laziness that is required about doing things about your your work and your profile. This is also going to be giving you hopes about the through your networks. Maybe your friend circle, your friend circle might just intervene or boost you. Don't get too involved in the parties and just spending too much of money lavishly on the negatives in life. So just don't lose the morality in you, because there is a possibility that that righteousness, that moral support, that is going to come down. Okay, so do the remedies. Things will be getting better for you, of course. And just take care of your health from the 24th of August to the 23rd of September, not the whole phase I'm saying, but in between, you can have maybe, when Jupiter is stationary, retrograde, stationary, direct, 5 days plus minus when it is going to turn direct. So take care. And also, during the eclipses time, you have to take care of your health because it's going to be in your 12 and 6 axis. So take care of your health. And even Saturn wants you to, because Saturn is also retrograde. So that is the reason, the luck factor is going to be, it's minimizing, it is not that you can depend on your luck too much. Things are going to be getting better when Jupiter is moving direct towards the end of this transit. Definitely you will be feeling a little better, you'll be gearing up. But at the same time, this is dependent on your personal chart, whether you have a retrograde Jupiter or not. So it depends totally on that as well. So just watch the summary part. There's a lot of material in that you will get to know. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini. So for Gemini natives, that is ascendant, moon, or the dasha, what dasha you are in, check that. And the sign, the dasha lord is seated. Suppose it's your Saturn period and Saturn is in your Sagittarius sign. So make Sagittarius your first house and then, just do it, just see from Sagittarius and then check, okay, how it is. So here, now Jupiter is in your 10th house. So you have to revisit your work. Maybe there's a transfer waiting for you. There is a change waiting for you. But you must understand that this change will culminate only after Jupiter turns direct. Or maybe you will get some opportunity right now and it is also going to be, fulfilled, but it is a reversal that is waiting. So just defer it. If you can postpone it till the time Jupiter gets direct, that is better. So any kind of dream job or any kind of showing talent to others or recognition you're waiting for. So for that, you actually have to wait. So just keep doing what you're doing rather than getting overboard, because Saturn is also in your 8th house getting retrograde and looking at the zone. So there will be complications related to your workplace. There can be people who can be conspiring against you, because the divine grace, that is Jupiter, being the ruler of your 7th house, being the ruler of your 10th, it will give you conspiracy. It will entangle you in that conspiracy because of the public, the co-workers or your environment you're surrounded by. So you have to be really careful and do not get carried away in the risk taking. You might take risks and you might just fall on your face. So this is not the time to explore or take all those on that adventure. You don't have to do that, so that at least you have that composure maintained. Also, there is that you will be losing interest in the areas where you have okay, so there is a possibility of losing interest in the work. Laziness can just sink in, or they can be that you are just thinking of on the lines, or thinking out of the box, as it is Rahu and Mars are to start with in your 2nd house. So you have to be careful about the people you are interacting with during this time, because when Jupiter was direct, it was moving towards the positivity. It was moving towards the 11th house. Now it is moving towards the previous sign, that is the previous house, that is the 9th house. So you can go in for travels, you can go in for higher learning, you can go in for the enhancement of skills during this time. So don't waste your time, utilize it, but do remember you might have to change the thought process as far as your work is concerned. There is something new you have to introduce. If you really want things to match up, you have to put effort to that extent, to that area where you have that growth waiting for you. So this is like a foundational phase. So don't just give up. Also, during the 29th of July to the 24th of August, now that's the time when you should not be taking any kind of loans. Good for competition though, and also getting connected with your relatives too much. Maybe, your relatives will pull you down, or they can be that you are going to be having some health issues. So take care. Follow a strict diet, follow the strict regime, because this is the time when you are going to be getting that kind of positive energy from your own self. You are the one. You only have to become very strong, because Jupiter is looking at your 2nd house also. So it is directly whatever you will eat will be actually, how you can actually your body can respond. So work out, eat right, sleep on time, because Saturn is also in your 8th house in retrogression. Though it is good for you, Saturn retrogression is good for you because it's in the negative house. So negative becomes plus. So here, but when Jupiter is a pious planet in its own zone, getting retrograde, it's behaving like a debilitated one. So you have to be working very hard. Don't be lazy, be organized, put in the right effort in the right direction, and you will be successful. So maybe you will have to change the thought process, how you have been doing the work. Maybe you have to change the process of working. How you have been working now, you have to change this, just look at the situation differently. Because, doing the same thing over and over again will not give you the results. So you have to change. When Jupiter is retrograding, you have to change yourself, your perspective. Okay, things will definitely be falling in place. Okay, and also 24th August to 23rd August, take care of your children's health, and good for higher education. Okay, change of residence is, if you have to go in for 23rd September to 20th October is a good time if you want to go in for a change of residence, but do not purchase property during this time. That's not going to be favorable. 20th of October to the 24th of November. Now, that's the time when you will have interaction with the people around you more, and they will conspire against you. So be protected, be careful during these dates. Do the remedies that I've given in the initial summary part. Please do watch that. Okay. I'll be mentioning in the timestamps also once the video gets uploaded. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. Oops. For Cancer natives, now you see this Jupiter exalts in Cancer sign. It's transiting your 9th house. It's in retrogression. So this can lead to complications in your health because of your travels. Studying something which is not of any use. So you must pay attention to your health and your enhancement of skills, because this is the time when you have to maintain that speed with the others, because the others are taking or superseding you. So you have to be very, very cautious during this time. Do not just think that, you are going to be having, a laid back attitude and things will happen automatically on the autopilot mode. Things will not happen. So you have to put the right kind of effort at the right kind of place. Explore something new. This is the time to learn something new. Explore the inner you. This will definitely widen your horizon and widen your luck factor also. Saturn is also looking here. Saturn is demarcation. Saturn is contraction. Saturn is organized. Saturn is discipline. When Saturn is looking here, you have to set the boundaries. Don't interact with people, or don't depend on people even more. Whatever you're doing, you have to have that clarity in mind. If you are depending on people and they only will backstab you, or they will give you wrong advice, so the people you are actually dependent on the most might just give you a wrong piece of advice. So you have to be really careful about all that. You have to take care of your children's health also. Children might be leaving from the place or going to the university. It can be that, very good time for competition. If you're a student yourself, very good time. You will get all the success. But at the same time, your connection or, the discord with the children is also likely. If you are thinking of pregnancy, if you're thinking of conception, so this is going to be a delayed kind of a thing. So it's better when Jupiter gets direct, a pious planet when gets retrograde, it's better to avoid these kind of procedures. So you can postpone it. You have a lot of maleficence attached to your Kendras. Kendra houses are afflicted. So any kind of move, any kind of change is anticipated, but at the same time, you have to be very cautious, because the pious planet, Jupiter, which exalts in your first house, is turning retrograde. So you cannot take any kind of decision which is going to be in haste or in impulse. Do not get carried away, and do not take advice of the people you think they are your well-wishers. Do not at any cost. You have a lot of desires, though. You have a lot of possibilities, a lot of avenues in coming your way. At the same time, this is the time to lie low, because Jupiter, being the ruler of the 9th, is turning retrograde and moving backwards in the 8th house. So it has to tamper with those things, those areas. So take care of your health, take care of your mental setup. Look at yourself deeply. What is exactly that is the missing link? This is the time which will give you that clarity also. What is it that can enhance you? What is it that can improvise the areas which are missing, which are lacking? So this is what you have to do, because this is a deeper realm that you are going to be touching during this time. But take care of your health, I repeat. Especially from the, I'll tell you, 23rd September to the 20th of October. Now, this is the time you might be having some travel plans. You can have people conspiring against you. Communication might be just, on super disaster. You might just make wrong decisions, left, right, and center. So be careful, be aware that do not make any business deals during that time. Maybe you're going to get carried away in making decisions regarding your projects, which can fall apart. So just be little composed. Do not get carried away during this period, especially. Okay. And financial decisions do not make between 20th of October to 24th of November. Not a good time. Okay. Financial decisions. Coming to the next sign, that is Leo. Do the remedies I've given in the beginning part. Please do those remedies also. Coming to Leo sign. For Leo natives, being the ruler of the 8th, Jupiter is going to be transiting your 8th house. See, 8th house is a very is a negative house, is a dusthana. So when a planet is turning retrograde there, it is going to be giving you a lot of inclination towards looking at the picture in a very deeper way. You're not looking at anything superficially. You're going to get into the details of everything. You're going to get into the depth of everything. Your confidence level is going to boost up million times, I would say. You're going to be very, very strong, very, very powerful. You have that energy to merge your resources, your income, you with your investments, with the exponential growth. You are going to be filing your tax returns. You're going to be doing things related to your insurance. You're planning everything well. Even religious belief system, you're thinking of getting involved in the religious realms. You're too much involved in doing the religious activities right now. It is definitely going to be very, very strong and positive influence of this Jupiter in your 8th house, because it is going to be giving you lot of inclination towards acquiring knowledge now. You are supposed to acquire the right kind of knowledge. Now, you should not waste your time. This is the time that you have to make the best use of. Do not do anything about changes. Do not change the job. Do not change your profile. Lie low. But at the same time, this is the time to learn silently. Remain silent. See, silence is gold, as we say, and actions speak. Your actions should speak for you rather than your words. Anybody can speak big and huge about oneself, but how you are performing, that people will recognize once Jupiter gets direct. So this is the time when you should be actually focused more on building on yourself. This is the time when you will be doing expanding your work culture, you're understanding people around you more deeply. Okay, I have to, and maybe you're going to be, if you are an astrologer yourself, you will be doing very well in astrology. You will be learning. This is the time to impart your knowledge also. If at all you are a public speaker, or you're a trainer, or you're a teacher yourself, so this is the time you should actually devote more time to help others. Okay, help others learn the deeper meaning of life or the subject that you're dealing with. Okay, and Saturn is also in your 6th house, by the way. It's looking at your Jupiter here. So whatever, see, this is the product. Now, whatever you are going to be, the effort that you're going to be putting in, it's going to be paid off exponentially once these planets go direct. So you have to pay attention to the realms very, very meticulously. This is the time to organize yourself. You might go lazy. You might have a laid back attitude that you have to actually, come up with. You have to overpower that attitude. This is a very rather a super strong kind of a placement of Jupiter in the 8th house. I'm telling you, this is the time. If you waste it, your resources you have to build up. So otherwise, it is going to be very difficult. And wedding bells, your Jupiter is transiting backwards. In the backward, it is moving towards your 7th house. Very good time to get married. Very good time to get into a relationship also. Jupiter is happiness after all, and happiness is moving backwards, like from the 8th house. 8th house is a house. It's a house of death. So now Jupiter moving backwards will enhance the significations of the 7th house. So connection with the outside world, learning about them, what is the nature of people, how you can interact with people, how you can extract work from people. Business growth can also be anticipated. Just make sure from the 29th of July till the 24th of August, do not change your place where you're living. If you can postpone, well and good. If you want to buy property, do not buy during this time. Not a good period, because the fourth house is aspected by this retro Jupiter. So you have to be a little careful about your decision making. 24th of August till the 23rd of September, people can conspire against you. People could be your own people, could be from outside, from your workplace, your own siblings, your neighbors, your relatives, anybody in your vicinity you're connected to, they can conspire against you. The best remedy is to propitiate Lord Vishnu. That's something which will actually help you. Or you can do Arghya to sun, water the sun god in the morning. That's a very important remedy that you should be doing. Actually, all Leos should be doing that. I've seen, and especially if you are an eclipse born or you're a new moon born baby, you should be doing these remedies. And you can do the chants of Om Adityaya Namaha, Om Grini Suryaya Namaha, all these chants you should be doing. I've been giving from in my videos, in the previous videos, if you will go, I've been giving all these remedies from time to time. So you should be doing these remedies. You should respect your parents. If see, there are people who have bad past with the parents, but at the same time, your elders or your gurus, you should not disrespect them. For Leo people especially, they should not be extra careful, okay? Because their Lord is, Jupiter is the Lord of your 8th and also the 5th, the Purva Punya. So you will get all the blessings from the elders, okay? So that's the remedial part also. In the flow, I just keep giving the remedies like that. Coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. For Virgo natives, this transit of Jupiter in retrogression is happening over your 7th house. You see, 7th house significations are going to suffer. It's not the right kind of a period to get married, not a good period to start a business deal or investments in the business even more. You might mingle more with the outside world. You will try to, but you will not get that kind of success. So this is the foundational phase. Always, yes, action speaks louder than words. Yeah. So, when there is Jupiter retrograding in your 7th house, so you have you have the inclination more towards the outside world, connection with the outside world, the people around you. You want to mix with people, you want to talk to them, you want to you get very sexually charged up also, because Jupiter retrograde means Venus also. In some books it's written that in the classical text. So you have to actually make time for yourself during this time. Now, this is also the time when you can be getting carried away in taking loans. You are already, under a lot of debts. So you have to be careful. Do not take loans. Do not give hand loans to the relatives of yours. Maybe that will be bad debt. So you might not get that back. So you have to be very careful. And especially about your health, just watch out. If you are having any kind of problems related to your health right now, you should actually not go by just one doctor and, he said so that is something that no, change the line of treatment, change the doctor. If at all you're feeling that, you're getting, not any results, you're not getting any kind of positive in the health, from the health perspective. So this is not the doctor that you are seeking. So in retrogression, you might visit 2-3 doctors also with this Jupiter, but you will get the solution only after Jupiter gets direct. You will be running from post to pillars, and it might just be a waste of time also, but do not give up. It's just that it's always, there is something which has to be completed, something you have to revisit when a planet is retrograde. So this is the time when you will be getting more involved in those areas even more. So you have to run after your health, you have to take care of your family, you have to look after your your relationship more, you have to focus and pay attention to your current relationship, your business. So this requires more attention. Maybe something, there is a missing link, there is something which is not actually um, there's something which is not completed by you, so you must actually complete it. You must actually do something about your financial seriously. Now, this is the time when you should take everything seriously and not for granted. Okay. And not a good time to purchase property. Not don't sell off your land, your property during the Jupiter retrogression. But you should, maybe get involved with a person. Get involved as in like romantically. You can get involved with somebody during this time. I'm giving you few dates. Just make a note, especially on the 29th of July till the 24th of August. Now, this can be the period where you can make wrong choices, mistakes, not the whole phase, but something which is like degree wise it is matching up with your Scorpio sign. So you have to be very careful when you're traveling, when you're signing any agreement, or you're dealing with your siblings or your neighbors or the classmates, or the people around you, your even your co-workers, your bosses. You have to be very sensitive matter, so you have to be extra cautious during this time. From the 24th of August till the 23rd of September is a time when you can fall prey to your wrong decisions related to your financials. There has to be something that you have to do about it. You do not get carried away. You might just lose out on your savings. So keep a check on your expenditures. Very important. Rest, I think, rest of the planetary positions are very good, positive. When Jupiter is from time and again, looking at the Cancer sign, planets are transiting through Virgo sign. So I've mentioned the dates, so things will be more sensitive and more activated during that time, though I will be making separate videos for those aspects also. Okay. Saturn is also looking here from the 5th house. So you have to be very, very careful when you're making decisions about your subjects that you have to choose from, if you're a student yourself. So you might just, be leaving the country and moving away from your place where you are. So you have to align everything, competition, you have to sit for an exam or competition. So you can be doing that, but you have to work very, very hard. When Saturn is retrograde, he wants you to work very, very hard, though the results will be very, speedy. Okay, you will get the results speedily. Coming to the next sign, that is, and do the remedies which I've given in the beginning part. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. For Libra natives, that is the ascendant or the moon sign or the Dasha Lord, which also I mentioned in the beginning. Now, for you, this is happening in your 6th house. Now, 6th house is also the Dusthana, when a planet is turning retrograde, a benefic planet. So that is very good. It is good for acquiring knowledge, getting connected with your children, progeny, childbirth, conception, very positive. Any kind of exam that you're sitting for, or you're thinking of getting involved in any kind of activity which involves a lot of attention, meticulously you have to plan, all that you will be actually focused on more. Do not take any kind of loans, do not get involved in any kind of litigation. It will be a prolonged thing. If at all you're thinking of starting any kind of fitness regime, any kind of, starting anything in the retrogrades is something, which I don't advise, definitely depending on your personal chart and the dasha. But generally, it is about something which is like reversal. You will do something, but then, you have to revisit, or you have to redo or rejoin a job if you have taken up a job in Jupiter. So you have to, some goof up happens. Maybe, the contract is not signed properly, or the contract is not made properly. So anything which is, you're filing a litigation, suppose. something or the other will happen. Something will be amiss. And in case you are thinking of a job change, you change the job, but then again, what happens? You either quit the job, or maybe there is some problem in the documents, and then you have to redo the whole thing. That is something which happens when Jupiter or Mercury or Saturn, when they go retrograde. Okay, irrespective of the planets, any planet which is retrograde will give all these kinds of things. General. Here, you will be starting a fitness regime. Maybe you are very organized. You say that, no, I want to do this now. I want to start everything afresh. You have that conviction, that that enthusiasm is there, but then ultimately what happens? That fizzles out. So that is something you have to be very, very cautious about during this retrograde phase of Jupiter. Jupiter is also the ruler of your third house. So any kind of travel plans, short journeys related to your work might just not be, that conducive, that favorable, because it's a very positive graha. It's a Shubha graha which is turning retrograde, and they forget their own significations. Jupiter is what? Jupiter is a pious graha. It is not supposed to give malefic results, but when it is retrograde, it is losing what it is supposed to give. So if you're expecting any kind of, documentation coming your way, PR, visa, or, some travel plans, they might just be either deferred, or they can be some hiccups that you have to go through. It's good for children, students, progeny, as I said, childbirth, but not that positive or favorable for as regards to your decisions related to journeys, related to your loans, litigation, and health. Okay, so plan everything well. I've given the remedies. The remedies do help. Remember, the remedies do help. It is also activating your 12th house, charities. It's very good for Dhanam. If you donate to the old and the orphanage, if you can go and serve, that is a very good remedy. Hospitals, if you can go and serve in the hospital, very good. Do those remedies. I'm giving you a few dates that you have to be extra careful, especially on the 29th of July till the 24th of August. In between this phase, there are sub phases also, though I'm not getting into that, but you have to be taking care of your investments. Do not get involved in any kind of major heavy investments during this time. 24th August to the 23rd of September. Now, this is the time when you can make wrong decisions, wrong choices about your partner, marriage. You want to get in, you're inclined to somebody, and then, or maybe there is a strong tiff, strong opposition, or, a difference of opinion amongst each other in your partner, in your relationship, or some new relationship comes to an end. Maybe you were thinking of getting in, but don't worry, it is going to be temporary. It is going to come back, or it's going to get better only. Okay, it's going to get better. Jupiter is also, going to enhance your travel plans, your inclination to explore knowledge, to explore the areas where you can enhance your knowledge. So this is also a very good phase for that. Okay, coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. For Scorpio natives, that is the ascendant, moon, or the Dasha Lord, which sign it is. So if you see, Scorpio people have Jupiter transiting through their 5th house and is now turning retrograde. So the results cannot be the same as Jupiter in the 5th house. No way. Now you have to be very careful about the decisions that you have made related to your work, related to your home, change of job, related to your education also. This is the time to revisit those realms. You have not completed. Maybe there are certain things which you have not actually checked properly. There are certain documents, there are certain, there are certain paperwork that you have to do, or maybe subjects, some competition exams that you missed out on, you have not prepared well. So now is the time that you have to do it. Complete those areas where you have not neglected. This is the time to actually giving you an opportunity to perfect those areas. Whenever there is a planet which is retrograding, it is the time to revisit, to just, sort out things. Now, it can be that, you have in your relationship, in your romance, you have some complications which have arisen, or maybe there is a problem in proposing to that person, you have been dating. So this is going to be an opportunity. Or it can be that you propose that person and that person rejected you. So it might be that after Jupiter gets direct, things will get better, or the proposal might just go through. So that is something, this is very important, significant transit for your love, relationship, your education, your children. So form a connectivity with your children. Do not sell off your property. Do not sell your home. Do not sell or purchase a property right now. Not a good decision. Also, there is a time. There's a probability that you will be getting an offer from the foreign land, overseas, and you have to leave your country and go. Quite likely, because Ketu is also in your 12th house. But this will give you some kind of decision which might just be very difficult to make. So because Saturn is also there, right? Saturn is retrograding in your 3rd house. So this will give you difficulty in making right kind of decisions, because you don't have that kind of courage. So that courage you will get only by Lord Vishnu, by depending on the divine, irrespective of the gods that I say. You can that's one, the source is one. So you have to depend on that source. Your Jupiter is also the lord of your 2nd. So this will be like, whatever you will speak, you have to be very cautious about what you speak. It might hurt others, or it can directly give negative results related to your areas that I've just mentioned. So eat right. Do not speak anything which is going to hurt others. You have to be really, really careful in those areas. Okay. Do not fall prey to the external forces. The co-workers might conspire against you. Rahu, Mars are in the 6th house. You can have complications at the place of work. Some service industry, if you are involved in any kind of teaching, any kind of NGOs or charitable institutes you're involved in, the best is to work unconditionally. Do for others unconditionally. That is the best remedy for you. And do it wholeheartedly, not just giving it away with a agenda on your mind. So that's something which is very, very going to be very, very helpful. And do not get involved in any kind of relationship which will bring you down. This is the time when you can, make wrong decisions. Your wisdom, your knowledge, it just fades away when Jupiter is retrograde. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't, it seems a very rosy picture in front of you, but it's not so. So you have to make right kind of choices, right kind of decisions. That wisdom has to be there. So you have to reinforce every time whenever you're making decision, whether this is a right decision. You have to think twice before making any kind of decisions. Okay. And Saturn is also looking here. So you have to draw that line. Do not cross that line. Okay. Do not cross that line when you're conveying things to others, when you're sharing things with others. You have to be a little more on the secretive side. You have to keep your things to yourself. Okay. As it is, Scorpio people can do that easily. Whenever, you're, whenever you're going to be discussing anything with others, you don't discuss everything in a flow. You have that composure, of course. Okay. I'm giving you a few dates. 24th August to the 23rd of September, expenditures can rise. So keep a check on your expenses. Okay. Visiting some foreign land, meeting somebody from the foreign countries, or for overseas clients, you will be getting connected to during this time, undoubtedly, but your expenditures might increase. So you have to take care. Also, 20th of October to 24th of November is a time when you can have some complications at the workplace. Or maybe, your seniors, your bosses, they change, or there is some shuffling going to happen. So that might just impact you directly. So take care. Do not get carried away. Do not get influenced too much. Okay, that is a temporary phase. Coming to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius natives, ascendant moon or Dasha Lord, your Lagnesh and your fourth Lord is turning retrograde. So whatever decisions you're going to make, you have to think twice. Do not at any cost get influenced by what others are saying, what others are doing, because this is the time when you can make wrong decisions and wrong choices related to A, your financials, B, your family members. Maybe you're going to get influenced by somebody in the family and make wrong choices as far as your subjects, your education, your job, or your financials is concerned. Purchasing of property, selling of property, you might just go wrong here. But at the same time, you will get support from your maybe your own write-ups. Maybe you have written something in the past, some paperwork or something which actually is going to be from nowhere, some support will come in. So depend on that. Some unforeseen kind of support, which you didn't expect. From the people who are in your closest vicinity might be the ones who are not going to support you, or they are not going to help you. You might make wrong decisions because of them, but somebody or someone or your own, maybe you are maintaining a journal, you will come across that something and you will make some decision, as, oh, wow, something suddenly will happen. So you have to depend on your guts during this time, and that will actually help you. If you are looking for a bigger place to live in, and you're thinking of getting benefits from the home loan or something, where you are going to get additional values, but you can do that, but you have to be very careful. It might be just a temporary thing, because whenever a planet is retrograde, it is an illusion actually, for you. So whatever a rosy picture that you see, do not get carried away. Anything which is very easily happening, that means it is temporary. Remember, anything that comes hard way, slowly, delays, obstacles, frustration, remember that's going to last. That's going to last. This is my own personal experience. It's not that, everything is served on a platter to me also. It's my hard work that, and of course, the luck factor, that is very essential too. So you have to actually, to enhance your luck, you have to depend on the divine. So depend on the divine. Just surrender. Okay, I am in such a situation that I cannot make decisions. So please help me. So definitely, that's how the luck enhances. Not just by praying, sitting long hours in the religious place and, doing all those rituals. That's not going to help only. That is a part of it. But what is the ultimate? What is your feeling towards doing a particular, spiritual act? What is your inclination? What is your mental setup? What is your heart saying? So that is something which will give you that grace, that divine grace flows. And that's something which is unstoppable. Nobody can stop that, right? So channelize your energies. Do not get carried away. Do not get influenced by others, and do your job, okay? Don't make hasty decisions during this time. You have, in the Kendras, when you have good planets, it's definitely the saving grace. It's as it is, divinity is attached, but you will lack courage to make decisions during this time. So ask for that courage, that boldness, okay? Now, during this whole phase, you have to be extra cautious from the 24th of August till the 23rd of September. There can be that some friends of yours or the community you move around in, they might backstab you. They might make you take wrong decisions, wrong choices. There can be that you are not able to understand what's happening around you, a confused state of mind. you will be in. So you have to be extra careful during this time because of your own friend circles, the circle that you move around in. You can be in a soup, you can be in a problem. So it's a trap. So be careful about that. Do the remedies that I've given in the beginning part. Do hear the summary part. I request you all. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. For Capricorn, Saturn is over your first house in retrogression, Jupiter in your third house. So see, there are so many malefic planets in the Kendra. And when they go retrograde, definitely it's positive. So whatever your hard work that you have been putting in, that's going to be paid off. The communication setup, that you have already had in the Jupiter in Pisces sign. So that's going to actually culminate now towards positive. You will have all the courage, you will have all the goodness around you. People will be supportive of you. You will get all sorts of positive vibes during this time. It is going to be definitely bringing about that inner you towards the growth, the positivity during this whole transit. It is going to be giving you that support system also that you have been looking for. Maybe your own people, will be giving you that kind of support that you were looking, and your own people will be helping you out if you are stuck somewhere. So this is definitely very positive. Any kind of honest communication that will be actually helping you develop the new skills that you can be going in for some educational options, some challenging goals that you will be actually setting and you'll be achieving also. Okay. But don't overanalyze your decisions. Don't think too much about whatever decisions that you're making. You should not see, the road is not easy. If it is easy, as I said, it is not good. But if the road is not easy, but you are going to be getting onto that, you're definitely going to be actually depending on your own gut during this time for sure. Okay. So not a good time to make decisions related to property, related to purchase of any vehicles. Do not get carried away. Any kind of job change, something looks very lucrative, you will just get carried away. Don't do that. Not a good time for that. But definitely divine intervention is there. Luck factor is there by your side. So whatever wrong decisions you are going to get carried away and making will be actually warded off. It will not be actually in your, like sometimes what happens, the gut, we actually have that gut feeling, we say no. So that is actually the divine intervention. So depend on that, and you will definitely be better off. So 29 July to the 24th of August, that's the time when you have to be careful of the people around you, your friends, and don't make decisions related to your transfer, your new projects, or anything which is coming your way very easily from the 24th of August till the 23rd of September. Not a good period for that. Travel plans, if you want to make, you can make during the 23rd of September to the 20th of October, rather 18th of October, till the 18th of October. Okay. So let's move on to Aquarius. Please do the remedies as prescribed in the beginning. All right. So for Aquarius natives, this transit is happening over your, one sec. Okay, so this transit of Jupiter is happening in your second house, Jupiter being the ruler of your 11th. So this is also the financials, it holds the financials. So whatever decision you have to make related to your financials, it might just go haywire. Maybe, your expansion and introspection, they may be, like a burden to you. You might not be making right kind of choices, right kind of decision making. You might have some unpleasant experiences related to your investments, your choices. You might just feel that I don't want to be with my friend circle. I want to withdraw. I don't want to be connected to anybody right now. So you are having a lot of contradictions yourself during this phase. You will not be in that mood to make any kind of choices broadly. You in a broad-minded setup. You are going to be concerned about your financials. You'll be concerned about the creative abilities that you have. You might be very innovative in the past, but right now there's a question mark with Jupiter in the second house. And also Saturn, being the ruler of your first and the 12th, is looking at the Jupiter. So expenditures can increase exponentially. So you have to be making sure that you are looking at your expenditures. You are keeping a watch on your expenditures during this time. Don't make any kind of hasty decisions or your travel plans. You should not be doing anything which actually leads to complications in the future, which might just lead to some frustrations in the future. So you have to be very carefully doing the remedies, and that will be very, very important, and it will be favorable also for you. And also, if you can see, Jupiter is the ruler of your second and exalts in your sixth house also. So you have to be careful of the relatives around you. They might be misleading, and because of your relatives, your speech might get very rough with them, and there can be some frustration that might just burst out one fine day. You just don't want to be in that relationship, or you don't want to keep up with the pace you have been in till now. Any kind of discussions can turn into heated discussions. Keep a check on your speech. Keep a check on the relationships that you are involved in. You should not just think too negative about anybody. Okay. Especially, from the 24th August till the 29th of September, there can be that you are planning some travel plans and they are not coming to terms. You're not able to, you're starting to learn something new, you're not able to. So it's better to lie low. You yourself can feel, that, okay, now I'm feeling the difference. This transit is not giving me good results. You will be feeling from now itself. If you're feeling that they're not giving good results, so the best is lie low. Status quo. Wherever you are, be there. Do not get carried away by the people around you who are influencing you. Oh, you go in for this investment. Oh, you go in for this relationship. Oh, why don't you buy this property? So do not do that. Do not get carried away at any cost during this time. This is not the time to make any kind of hasty decisions or any decisions which might be turning out to be regretful. You have to regret later. Okay. So check yourself. How is this transit giving you the results? I think that's it for this. Yeah. 23rd of September to 20th of October. Now, this is the time when Jupiter will be in Virgo Navamsa. Now, that is the time when you will be feeling a lot of unnecessary irritation, and you can have some wrong decision making also related to inheritance, investments also. But at the same time, this is a transformative energy. Now, you will feel that because of me suffering in this particular zone, I've learned a lot, or there is something which leads to some positive energy that you will derive by the end of it. So any kind of negative event will always lead to some positive energies towards the end of it. So you have to be patient. You have to have that composure in you. Okay, especially from the 23rd of September to the 20th of October. Okay, you might lose money, you might lose relatives, you might lose friends, or you're filing wrong tax returns or something. Some goof ups will happen. So the best is enhance your skills, knowledge, acquire more knowledge, learn. Okay. That'll be really helpful. Coming to the next sign, that is the last one, Pisces. Today, when I'm making this video, it is a Thursday. So I thought the Guru Day. So let me do this video. So just check the remedies that I've given in the beginning part. So coming to the Pisces sign. For Pisces, Jupiter is in your first house. It's turning retrograde and it's moving backwards towards the 12th. So this can be a positive time for you. Your confidence will increase. Your knowledge will go down. Whatever you think, you might be thinking that, oh, I know everything. That is something which will lead to fall. So you have to keep a check on your mental setup. You have to keep a check on your ego. This can give you unnecessary arguments with people. It can give you some different perspective towards others. You might be judgmental. You might fall prey to the outside people, outside world, foreigners. You will get very influenced by them and you will change your looks. You will change your personality. You will be getting connected with the foreign lands. This is also the time to travel out if you have to. And Saturn is also looking here. So you have to demarcate. You have to distinguish between the good and the bad right now. If you don't, then there is a harsh way of Saturn teaching us all that. So you have to be extra careful about your ego. You have to be extra careful about your decision making. Any kind of marriage plans if you're making might fall apart. Because Jupiter is retrograde. Any past planet, when it turns retrograde, it doesn't behave as its own. So he is like Venus. So there can be that you have a lot of lust, bed pleasures that might just get active. You might get connected with your own self. You know, now you will get to know what exactly are you. Maybe because you're getting some people who are around you, you learn from them. Maybe, you know, there is some experience which actually pushes you to learn, or it forces you to learn the lesson. This is also the time to learn your lesson. If you have been gaining weight, you might be losing weight now. This is the time when you should be going in for the workouts. If you want to initiate any kind of education, any kind of enhancement of skills, you should be doing that. This will actually trigger all those areas as well. Just be careful when, from the 24th of August till the 23rd of September. Take care of your health, take care of your investments. Do not get carried away in relationship. You can lose money during this time. So you have to be extra careful between this time period. It can be that there are sub periods also in this time period. Also, there are some days which are really, really bad, which I'll be doing in the due course, in the weeklies, in the monthlies when I do. Then I'll be sharing with you when Jupiter is forming a connectivity with the other planets also. But at the same time, you have to maintain that cordiality and peace, and you have to be organized. You have to be keeping a check on yourself from time to time, rather than getting carried away by the external forces. You get influenced. Oh, wow, this person is so, so powerful, so well-to-do, or is so successful. So we should get inspired. Rather than getting inspired, you might get jealous, envious, and then, you just make wrong choices, wrong decisions, and you might get very aggressive in your speech also. This is something you have to be extra careful about. I've given a few dates in the beginning part. Do go through that as well. This was a very elaborate video, and I still request you all, please do write in the comment section about the summary part that I have actually covered, which is actually the gist of the 12 signs. The 12 signs is, completely, something which is, something which is very minuscule as compared to the tutorial that I give in the beginning part. So do share it with others. Do write in the comment section about that as well, please, that what all is in the summary part, so that people can get inspired and read and study as well. Okay. And also, yes, you can learn a new language. Chandrani, who is Aquarius Ascendant, you should, in fact, learn more during Jupiter retrograde. See, you might waste money on frivolous things during this time. maybe you're not opting for the right kind of subjects or right kind of the knowledge that you acquire. You don't meet right kind of guru during this period. It can so happen. So make your choices very carefully, judicially, yeah, judiciously. Okay, so do not just get carried away and make decisions. In a flow, you might make a wrong choice. So make sure that you actually see if that particular subject that you're opting for is of use or not. So only then you should actually make the decisions. Okay. So take care, everyone, and have a blessed. Jupiter is Jupiter. It's a blessing in any which ways you see. It's a blessing only for one and all. So make right kind of choices, right kind of decisions, and may Brihaspati, Guru, bless us all and make right kind of choices. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Om Tat Sat.